Welcome to DisasterCast. I'm the host Parmesan,
Yay.
famous YouTuber, joined by King Exbee.
Hi, I'm the famous YouTuber.
And Grammy winner iSaH.
Hi, it's Isaiah and the Ancestors. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Anthony's sick, so that's fun.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
yeah, it's fun.
imagine being sick in 2024, bro.
Yeah, I know. Imagine like going to a hospital and just going like door to door telling them that.
Like, damn, you got cancer in 2024.
Can we keep that in? I don't know about that.
I want to keep that in.
All
It's
right,
not my
then.
call.
All right then.
All right. How do we start this off?
That was a terrible intro. What do we want to talk about first? Anthony, you're the host of this one, so go ahead.
Let's talk about Kanye on Nas.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I added this one.
That's fun.
So what's it called? A couple days ago, or a week ago now, maybe. Vultures 2. Vultures 2 came out, and I have not listened to it because I do not care. But what's it called? A lot of people seem to even like Kanye's camp of fans actually don't like it.
Yeah,
So that's very telling. That's a very telling sign when even your own like cultish like fan base doesn't even like it.
Yeah.
You know?
I also haven't listened to it, but from the few snippets I've heard, it sounds awful, bro.
That, and it's like it's such an unwelcoming listen because I've heard so much, like I hear that parts of it Kanye's using AI to for his lines. What's it called? One of the songs is straight up just a YouTube rip of someone who leaked the song earlier.
Oh,
that shit's hilarious.
That is
like,
really
funny. They did the analyze like the spectrogram, right? To see like the bit rate and all that, and like it's like lower than like what a studio master would be, which is just hilarious. Like he didn't even try to cover that one up.
Yeah.
But the AI stuff as well, it kind of goes into play, like, and just the, I guess, unlistenability goes into play about Kanye because I've known about this for a while, because our boy Fernmast, he's the Kanye plug. No, he's just really tapped into like Kanye and that stuff, right? And so I remember we were like talking about how like he's like, it was kind of a rumor, but he was telling me like, no, like he's been on Nas, and like it was kind of an unconfirmed rumor at the time, but kind of like a, maybe not unconfirmed rumor, what's the word, like an open secret, right?
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like all but confirmed that he's like, yeah, he's a Nas addict now.
Damn.
Which is fucking insane. It's kind of crazy too, because it's like with a guy who has such a volatile mental health like Kanye, it's pretty scary like having him on Nas, and it's sad too because he's now in this circle that he kind of built himself of yes men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since he built up this circle of yes men, everybody around him is trying to get just like on his good side, and they're doing everything that they can, such as making him a drug addict, so that basically like they could just kind of make him go self-destruct and basically have this self-destruct habit that feeds this dentist. It's just insane.
No, it is really sad, especially since he's such like a formative like piece of hip hop culture, modern hip hop culture, and it's just
modern
sad,
culture
man.
in general, yeah.
Like this
Sucks.
dude meant from making like genuine 10 out of 10 like masterpieces that defined like that fucking defined hip hop for a really quick minute, to now he's releasing albums that have fucking YouTube rips. I do YouTube rips.
AI.
That's me. Yours, I'm supposed to do that, not you, Kanye.
He's doing YouTube to MP3.
Yeah.
It's like just insane because it's just like there's an image out there going around, and so somebody made a Wojak of it.
Yeah, I saw
already.
that. I saw that. It's so sad, man. It's this one,
But
right?
actually,
Yeah.
genuinely is like sad just to know that like the fall from grace. Yeah.
I knew like he was like a lost cause when he fucking got the titanium grill.
Oh
That
yeah,
That was
even-
nasty.
Yeah. Like that was the point where I was like, damn, he's at the point of no return.
yeah. Especially when like you mix his already really bad mental health.
No.
It's like it's just a recipe for disaster. Like he can't release good music, and it shows.
No, but dude, he's gonna update Vultures like he did Life of Pablo.
Oh yeah, I forget he's doing that too. Yeah, that's so stupid. It was fun the first time, kind of okay. The second time for Donda because he changed like one or two tracks, but it's like, bro, it's getting old now.
I don't.
Like, dude, you're so old.
Yeah, I don't. Where's your family, dude? Go home to your wife. No, but like I just like I honestly never understood it because the way I viewed it, like this is my hot take, I guess. But even with like the life of Pablo, when I wasn't tapped into music, I didn't like the idea of an artist, releasing fixed quote unquote versions of their tracks like afterwards, because like it's like, didn't we all like agree that like when video games and shit do like 50 gigabyte patches that it's like fucking disgraceful and stupid? Like why does this get a pass? Because it's music? It's like I don't know, that's always how I viewed it, but
I get what you mean.
Yeah, someone explained to me like the workings of like the life of Pablo, and how it's like, oh, you kind of get to see like his creative process unfold in real time. So I can understand it for that album, but everything after that is just like, no, man, that's fucking...
No, yeah, it was kind of cool, but it was also very, what's the word? It was kind of BS in a way, because you could tell that they just didn't have like the fixed masters, because some of the songs just, like on the original Life of Pablo rip, it just sounded unmixed. You know what I mean? Like vocals were buried in the mix. Yeah. Certain sounds just sounded really dry. You know what I mean? And as well, a lot of people fell in love with certain songs just for them to be either completely changed or like have like maybe like one or two effects missing that like made this a song, you know? Yeah. Like one of the examples I could think of is I was gonna say Vultures. one of the songs I could think of is Wolves. That was a completely different track. Like that was like a 5 minute longer track, I think. It was like not 5 minutes longer, but it was like 5 minutes in total, I think. It had like an extra Vic Mensa verse, I think, and like an extra Sia line or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was also mixed with Frank's track. You know how that's like an extra track now?
Yeah.
It was part of one song at one point. It was part of Wolves. It was gonna lead into Wolves. I think it actually worked really well. Damn. I don't know why they took it out.
Yeah. Well, Kanye may be not dropping good music anymore, but do you know who is dropping good music?
And not Logic.
It's Logic! Ultra85!
Yeah,
Ultra85! Ultra85!
The long-awaited
sequel
to the incredible, awesome story.
The long-awaited
incredible
sequel
epic
to the
story.
incredible epic true story. Guys, please, I promise this is really, really true, I swear. No. So Logic has dropped Ultra85, and it is awesome. I love it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, me and Issa listened to it last night. It was an hour, and honestly, it flew by. It flew by really fast.
It really did.
Like, the first half, it features mostly like the singles released and whatnot, and all of that's pretty good.
It's pretty solid, the first half.
Yeah, the first half is pretty solid. The opening is fucking crazy, where he's
Paul
just
Rodriguez is a
for
really
9
good song.
minutes.
No, dude, he's just spitting.
Yeah.
Like he like it doesn't even take a pause until
Yeah.
like I think like 6 minutes in or something.
That shit is fucking nuts. Yeah,
It's really
and then
cool.
It just keeps going from there. Yeah, and then you get all the DJ drama and like mission control and all that. You get Fear, which is the album version, just has a skit on it, which whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, at the end.
I kind of got
then,
disappointed by that, not gonna lie.
I mean, I expected it. I was ready for it.
I was I kind of like how he didn't like make it any longer, like in terms of just like the music on its own. Like it's a good song by itself. It didn't really need to be changed, so I'm glad he didn't change it.
Yeah, I think everything from Ghost in the Machine to Thank You for Believing in Me is like really fucking crazy. Like, well, maybe not crazy, but like I fucking love everything from that like long stretch.
Is this his best record? Where do you rank this?
I don't think it's his best. It might be better than Incredible True Story. I don't know. I love
Definitely better than Vinyl Days though, for sure.
Ooh, it might be better than
not Vinyl Days, sorry. College Park.
Better than College Park for sure. I don't know if it's better than Vinyl Days. Vinyl Days has a very like distinct theme to it that's like, it's kind of the opposite of this. This is like a very narratively driven album. And Vinyl Days is it's just like all over the place, like fun creative idea after fun creative idea. But oh man, I do love this album. It was so much better than I thought it'd be, and I thought it'd be decent too. So
I really love the song Antidote with Zeloopers, because I love Zeloopers.
Oh, dude.
He's part of the Bruiser Brigade, which is like Danny Brown's crew. So like I love all those guys.
I love
We saw what's his other guy's name on the
Bruiser Wolf.
Bruiser Wolf. We saw him in concert.
Too bad
He
bitches
opened
suck
up for
a
Danny
dick at
Brown.
the same time.
I like that song a lot.
I like
actually.
that song
was
a
cool.
lot too. Yeah. I think my favorite song here is "Once Upon a Time in Hollywood," that where he goes over like his love for movies and music and how they like tie into each other. Like that is a fucking great. I love that.
I think "Thank You for Believing Me." I think I like that
song
a lot.
is really fucking good.
The outro.
Because the album ended after. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, bro.
No, it's a really good outro.
I think the last
and the skits are solid.
Are fucking bangers.
5?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And
5?
Once Upon a Time in a Hollywood.
Freddy's?
Oh my. So overall, I think this is like an 8. 8 out of 10. I like it more than The Death of Slim Shady.
Cool.
First listen though. This is first listen. Anthony, what'd you think? I know you only listened to the singles.
I only listened to a smidgen of it, but I really like the singles, and they really did get me like interested for this record. But with how you're talking about it, I'm definitely gonna enjoy the listen more.
Yeah.
As of now, Fear's still my favorite song. That was my favorite out of the singles. Yeah. I wonder what's gonna change when I listen to the hit record.
I like Teleport.
Skits are solid too.
Oh yeah, the skits, yeah.
Nah, where the beats at?
No, okay, but here's the thing though.
No, they're better than that.
For college, for College Park, it was him and his buddies, and they're not very good actors.
Who would have known?
Yeah. But for here they have like the original like actors from fucking Incredible True Story, and those two are actually actors.
Yeah.
Who play Thomas and Kai. Then I think his wife plays the robot.
That's cool.
Yeah, this album's great. I love it.
And then Logic is the Ultra85 robot, right?
Or
am I wrong?
Spoilers.
He might be actually.
Spoilers.
Oh, I think he is.
Spoilers.
All right, sorry. We'll let you experience it for yourself, and then we can talk about it more the next podcast.
But overall, really, really good album.
I saw someone on Twitter say, yeah, the year is 2024, and Logic has genuinely dropped a better album than Kanye.
So true.
Yeah,
dude,
insanity.
Facts emoji.
Can't wait for Melon to give it a 5.
Yeah, Fantano, if you don't give this an 11 out of 10, better than T-Pab, I'll strangle you in a fucking cornfield. That's not true. I'm joking.
I feel like he's gonna give it a light 7.
Light 7?
I think he's gonna give it a light 7.
That's reasonable.
I feel like he's gonna give it a 5 or 4.
6.
Maybe a 6 actually. Yeah. 6 what?
What if he gives it a 5? Nights at Freddy's.
5 Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, within the 6, the missing children.
Yeah, 6 is all. Anthony, help me out here. What's 6 in Dead by Daylight?
So there's this meme where the villain from Venom says 6 months, like Malaysia planet.
6 months.
Yeah.
Classic meme.
And they added him to Dead by Daylight.
Did they actually add Venom to Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, Venom villain who went to Malaysia.
Oh, 6 months, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm
6
joking.
months, man.
All
right, anyway.
COVID's eating my brain alive.
Yeah, you know how like Butcher, the black thing is like putting holes in his brain. No, yes. All right then. All right. Anyways,
I'm sorry. I don't.
So Five Nights at Freddy's was hyping up this collab that would be announced on August 6th, and people were theorizing on it. Apparently, the choice was either between Stumble Guys, which is the Fall Guys ripoff.
That's funny.
Or Fortnite. It was gonna be one of those two.
If only it was Fortnite, dude.
Yeah, no, but then the day it was announced, it was actually Dead by Daylight. Hang on, let me pull up the tweet.
They did the old bait and switch.
Yeah. And like they just put out this image, and honestly, I think that this is probably the best choice, because I'm not gonna lie, like having a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's character in Fortnite, it's a little weird, wouldn't it?
That, and it's like the whole like hitbox concerns too, you know?
Yeah,
like they're massive animatronics, you know?
Yeah. I mean I think they could have made it work, and that I would be fucking I would be fucking psyched for that because it's just so stupid.
I don't know why. I get the feeling that if they were to make it work, they would have done like the shitty cop out of just like making the default characters wear like, I don't know, fucking like FNAF pajamas or something.
I hate
you know what
those.
I mean?
Like the Wu-Tang collab, like that shit's whack. I hate it.
Yeah, where they just got the Wu-Tang sweater.
Yeah, this guy tweets so much.
I want to play as the RZA, like cranking 90s.
I want to be Ghostface fucking styling on Goku. Yeah, no, but
yeah,
here it is. Yeah, like Dead by Daylight, it just makes so much more sense. Who do you think they're gonna put in, Anthony?
I don't know. Really hope Springtrap.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of rumblings about Springtrap. I would love for Springtrap to be in this game.
Foxy. I want Foxy.
It's so difficult because there's this thing that I always worry about with like terms of in terms of like fan concepts is that if someone does it, the company won't do it because it's like, oh, it's their idea. They're gonna look like we're stealing from them. But like the Springtrap fan concept, it's so good, and I really don't think there's any other good option, honestly. I think they should do Springtrap. Well, there's plenty of other good options, but Springtrap's pretty perfect.
Wait, so there's fan concepts of
there is a video. There is a video of Springtrap, models, abilities, everything all modded into the game. It's really good.
Daylight. Yeah, no, I've gotten into Five Nights at Freddy's in these like past months for some reason. Like I just been on like a massive FNAF binge, and I've been like going through the community and stuff. So this was hype, even though I've only played Dead by Daylight a total of like maybe 30 minutes.
It's a really good game.
I've never played it. I have it in my Epic Games like what's it called, library, but I just never bothered playing it.
It's so fun.
I might play it now.
I might actually reinstall because I want to play.
Yeah. So, wait, what would like? I have no fucking clue how this game works, Anthony. You're gonna have to explain it to me like a fucking 5-year-old.
There's 4, from what I remember, there's 4 players, and then there's 1 killer. So the 4 players go around the map opening generators or fixing generators. When all the generators are fixed, they can leave to the exit. The killer has to stop them from repairing generators. And the thing about every killer is that they have like specific abilities. So it's really tough to kind of figure out what Springtrap would do or like what any of these would do because they don't really go in depth on what an animatronic can do. You know what I mean? Like they just go to you and they kill you, you know?
Yeah.
Because FNAF, like, it's not super in-depth gameplay wise.
Yeah, like as soon as they like just, like do the jump scare, it's game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like, oh well, Bonnie can jump high or some shit. Like they all work the same technically.
Okay. So what you're saying is like the characters would all be fuck, this is confusing. I'm a little bit
what So this is it could be a good thing. So since like FNAF animatronics are very like bare bones, like all they do is they go up to you and they jump scare you, right?
Yeah.
That leaves a lot of room for creativity. And honestly, I feel like Springtrap's the best option because you can see a lot of his actions told in game. He kills people. He dismantles animatronics with an axe or some shit. He has actual like knife, in-depth things that he does. Yeah.
You could kill. I don't know if you can kill the killers in Dead by Daylight. I'm assuming not.
No, you can stun them. You can stun them, but you can't kill them.
Oh,
it's just about running away.
With the spring lock. You can kind of do that, right? That'd be cool.
You could. That would be...
I mean...
The thing with that is that they would have to add, like, a whole other mechanic for that.
Yeah.
For Springtrap specifically.
I will say, though, them adding this now, rather than earlier, I think what I'm thinking of, and what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to take some inspiration from the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because like, they could have had this years ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that the movie came out, you know what I mean, they're probably going to take some loose inspiration from that.
Okay, and listen, wait, this is just really quick. I don't want to burst anyone's bubble here, and I hope they're not going to do this, but Dead by Daylight had a collab with Attack on Titan. What? Literally just reskins. Not an actual killer. Not an actual playable character. No, they were just reskins.
No, they wouldn't make this
hoping
like huge
and praying
deal
that's
about
not
it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't make this huge deal about it if it was just something as simple as like skins in a game.
Fair point, but they kind of did the same thing with Attack on Titan, though. But with I feel that's just one little worry that I have in the
Titan
back.
isn't like a horror. Well, maybe
There's a
really
horror
Attack
element
on
to
Titan
it,
like that.
Slightly with the Titans, kind of.
But I feel like it doesn't really work that
It
well in
doesn't-
that kind of a game.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
There's like a whole size thing, but that's just that.
I will
That's
say,
that's
though-
like a it's like a slight worry that I have, but not super.
When it comes to speaking of like size, I do hope that they actually like make these animatronics like tower above the players. You know what I mean?
yeah, especially
That shit would be
Springtrap.
fire.
Like,
yeah, no, the
Springtrap
killers
being,
are
like-
usually huge. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty
Like I
big.
want some like Shaquille O'Neal like sized like like Bonnie or something.
That'd be kind
I
of
want him to be
goofy.
able to play in the NBA. I feel like nobody's brought it up, but I feel like the puppet would work really well. Maybe that's just because that one's my favorite. I like the puppet the most.
The thing is, the puppet isn't really like a killer necessarily.
I mean, if it's spin-off like supplemental material that's not gonna affect canon or whatever, like that would be.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fine, right?
I guess,
Like-
but I feel like I feel
Puppet
like
Man.
you also got to think about the community too when you think about this, because I know a lot of people are gonna complain if it's the puppet, like, oh, but she gives life, she doesn't kill. What the hell is wrong with you? You're getting this all
Bro,
wrong.
That's fucking stupid. All right.
Also-
shut up. I want to
also-
play as the puppet killing motherfuckers. All right?
Also-
Leave me alone.
Puppet's a bad decision when Springtrap is right there, when Foxy is right there.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
There
gonna
are
say
so many
Foxy.
better options.
wait. Are they only doing one?
I think so.
Okay, if they're only doing one, then Springtrap for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they do multiple, Puppet would be my choice, but I can see a really good argument for Foxy.
Oh, Foxy.
They usually just do one killer each collab, like they did this. They did Stranger Things. They just had the Demogorgon. They didn't have.
Well, I mean,
anything
to be
else.
fair, that show doesn't really have other like quote unquote enemies.
Yeah, especially for
I
the
guess-
time. They had the dog
yeah.
things, but yeah, good point.
Yeah.
But even
Uh,
then, I feel like adding
like-
just more than one killer is a lot. You know what I mean? Like one's
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, I don't really know how this game works, so yeah,
Mhm.
you're probably right about that. So
If only they had it in Fortnite though.
yeah, I saw a lot of people being really mad that it wasn't Fortnite, and it's like, come on, man, it's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal. Like let's be real, it's a little,
Like it sucks, but like
yeah,
it's also
it's
kind of
a
cool
little
that it's in a horror game.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's a little unrealistic, and I know that like the Fortnite fans' argument against that is like, oh well, we've got all this other shit in here. Why not? It's just, it feels weird for Five Nights. Do you understand
Yeah, like
what I'm saying?
why you want Bonnie like
Yeah.
killing MrBeast? Because speaking of MrBeast,
oh god! All right, here we go.
we have to talk about him the third time in the row in this podcast. Well, not him in specific, but this overarching situation is fucking insane now.
Yeah. All right, go into it because I didn't watch the Beast the Beast expose.
Yeah.
I saw some like summaries, but you actually watched it.
Yeah. This is like the only time. Like I honestly like, I'll be honest. I did not care for the first one from the Dog Pack, just personally, because it's like, what do you call it? It didn't seem that crazy, But I guess it was. But even then, in my mind, it's still, because I'm a little dumb with it, so I don't really like fully grasp the concept of the whole illegal lotteries. But this second one is like, Jesus, man. So basically, Dog Pack 404 worked for MrBeast's former employee, right?
Yeah.
Made this massive expose about the illegal lotteries. He doubled down on it a couple days later, and this time he interviewed another ex-employee, this guy named Jake Weddle. And what do you call it? Yeah, kind of funny name.
Weddle.
And
Is
what
that
do
a
you call
fucking
it?
Pokemon? Sorry, this is really off topic.
Squirtle. Anyways,
Kind of sounds like
continuing.
it, yeah.
Continuing.
And so Jake worked for MrBeast from the periods of 2019
Oh yeah.
to 2020,
Uh-huh.
and he came back for 2018 to 2019. Sorry, and he came back a little bit in 2021 for like some extra videos. And so, what do you call it? This is where the crazy stuff happens, right? So, they were talking about it, right? And the guy Jake, he went in and kind of just said like, what do you call it? Like just for the record, like not even like on what do you call it? Getting dirt on MrBeast. Just like this is how he felt. He never like saw eye to eye with Jimmy. Like he just never like liked the guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the thing he said that was big in the MrBeast company was that they almost function like they were doing challenges even when they were not filming, you know? So like people would do things like what do you call it? Like if you were on his good side, you would get an extra bonus. You would get more screen time in a video, right? Which was really good if you wanted to jumpstart your career, which I believe that's what Jake Weddle wanted to in the beginning of his career with MrBeast, working with him.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you call it? So because of that, he never saw eye to eye with all the challenges, because that was around that time when the video started being faked or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he was all like, he just said like that's not really what he came in for. And so he never liked that the videos were starting to get more fake or more sort of like algorithm baity. And so because of that, he would always challenge Jimmy's ideas whenever they were brought up in the idea, because he was a writer for the videos, you know. So he would constantly be critiquing the videos and stuff. And so what happened was that basically people were always trying to get on Jimmy's good side to get those extra checks, you know, to get more screen time, to get more money in a video, basically, right? And so because Jake never was on MrBeast's side, since he didn't like him to begin with, he would basically almost never be featured in a video. And one of the videos he was featured in actually was something like, I crushed like my friend's cars or something like that, right? And in that video, it was faked, right? Obviously.
Alright.
And in that video, they gave him like $10,000 and told him like, oh, now you could buy a new car, right? But the thing is, since he was not featured in videos prior because he wasn't on Jimmy's good side, he couldn't buy a nice car. He bought like some like mom like minivan. And MrBeast, when they stopped filming, he was like, is that all you're gonna buy? And he's like, this is all I can afford, dude. Like, you know. Meanwhile, the other guy who was on Jimmy's side, the other guy who was in the video that they featured, he got like a really nice car because he was in prior videos and stuff, and presumably on his good side, right?
Yeah.
And so
He's
that
like,
was one
Jimmy, Jimmy, you have such good
Yeah.
ideas, Jimmy.
Jimmy, let
And
me
so-
jerk your Jimmy.
Yeah, literally.
$10 million.
Jorkle. anyone who can jorkle my beast gets a fucking Bugatti.
And so that's kind of like one of the things that sort of made him be like, yeah, I'm not going to work for this company anymore, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I think it was actually 2019 to 2020. Maybe I'm wrong. So what happened was that he kind of like came to a point where he was just like, yeah, I'm like done with this company. And I think it came up to he was friends with this other guy in the company who was a behind the scenes guy, like never in videos before.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how this guy was getting paid less than him, but this dude had like a kid, and I think he had like another kid on the way. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a family, you know, and like so he relied on that job genuinely, you know. And so he's like, dude, like you're getting paid like way less than me, like, but you have like a family, you know. And so he felt that was very unjust, and he said that like, you know, I want to get out too, and like, I've been trying to plead my case too, but they've been busy or whatever. And so they decided, you know what? Well, the next HR meeting we're in, we're gonna plead our case, right?
Yeah.
And so they were in like a HR meeting, and the guy like stood up for him like a lot, right?
Yeah.
And was like, you know, like my dude like wants to get out of here, and I want to get a bigger like raise because I have a family, you know, kind of like they got each other's backs, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, sure, like since so like you know they were like whatever, like we hear your opinions, okay, we're gonna get that process started, right? And they thought all was well. And I think what happened was a week later they both get called in, and they told Jake, here's your severance package. They gave him like some money, like it was nice working with you, you know, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the guy who was also backing him up, the guy who wanted a raise because he had a family, they fired him on the spot as well.
What?
And I think they did also give him, a severance package, but they still fired him. You know what I mean?
That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And so they fired him, and he's just like, what the hell? Like, and it's sad too because Dogpack is interviewing this guy right while he's telling him, and like the Jake guy, he's crying while this is happening because he genuinely feels like horrible. He's like, I would still be working for that shitty company just to keep that guy in because he has a family, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's how much he liked working with that guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so then he talks about how, whatever, you know, I'm out of here now. But the thing is, it's common for people who leave on good footing with MrBeast, and I guess even though he didn't like Jimmy, he still left with the company with good footing, right, and good like merit.
Yeah.
That they'll bring back people for like guest appearances or whatever. And so he was with MrBeast, and one of the videos was called something like what do you call it? Like, I think it was one of those like, oh, I survived I survived like a prison or something like that, right? One of those videos. He was featured in that one like for like a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was featured in a couple more videos in 2021. And in the last video he featured in was an unaired video that wasn't ever uploaded. Ooh. And that one was something like I survived in solitary confinement. For like
okay,
I forget how many days. I think it was like 100 days, but they told them like realistically all we need is like 30 days for footage, you know.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? He's like whatever. And at that time he was really struggling with money, and he was just about to move to New York because his passion was stand up after that, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's like whatever. They were gonna like he said like they were gonna give him $500,000 if he completed the challenge. And so he's like, you know what, like I'll be set for a minute, you know. And so he did it. Mm-hmm. And they told him like, oh, the idea is that like you get all these luxuries, right, in the set that we built, the solitary confinement set, and that you're gonna be, what do you call it? Like you're gonna take away one of those luxuries every day, and so like they're saying like you won't really feel like you're in solitary confinement until like the last 3 or 4 days, and so he's like, okay, whatever, doesn't seem that bad, right?
Yeah.
And so what he was saying that they failed to like to tell the audience, right, because obviously they don't want to, is that MrBeast company, they do like cheap out on the sets. Like
really?
What do you call it? Yeah. And he was saying like one of the luxuries he had in this solitary confinement space, right, when he first entered, was an ice cream machine, right?
Yeah.
He said that ice cream machine, it fucking like stunk like mold, like it molded like all the ice cream and dairy. It molded after like 2 days because it wasn't in a safe temperature environment, you know.
Yeah.
He had a hot tub as well, but he said it was more like a lukewarm tub because there was no filtration system. And he said like the water was just like the water that was already in there. So even if you took a hot tub, like a what do you call it? The water that was boiling in there was the same water that'll be boiling in there for a while, you know. And so like that shit's nasty. You know, you get like all the nasty water, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You get like freaking green tint water,
yeah,
you know.
that fucking nasty shit. Yeah.
And so he said like, the place was also freshly painted, so he was just huffing in all these fumes, you know.
Oh.
And so he said, he just said like he felt like every sense was being attacked at once, you know.
Yeah.
And he said what drove him really crazy though was that ice cream machine, since it was going bad, I guess it had like this buzzing sound that meant like, oh, it requires maintenance, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, you know, it just drove him crazy because every day he would hear just like burn, burn, like a beep every day. And on top of that, they didn't give him an alarm clock, and they kept the lights on because they wanted.
Oh yeah.
There was no windows as well, and they kept the lights on because they wanted a time like continuity with their time lapses.
I heard this. I heard this one. Go ahead.
And so he said like he genuinely lost track of time. Like after like a week in, he didn't know like if it was day or night, and he just had insomnia for the entirety of the challenge.
Holy yeah.
And like it, and what's it called? And so he's just like whatever. And mind you, they were also making him do challenges in between these, right? And the challenges got increasingly more difficult as they went on.
Oh wait, am I ruining like a build up by saying the thing that's wrong with the time lapse?
What's up? Nah, you could talk about it.
Okay, so keeping someone awake that way, like depriving them of sleep in that manner, the manner that the MrBeast or the MrBeast company did, that is literally a violation of the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah, that's what I put on the doc.
Yeah.
MrBeast disobeys the Geneva Convention.
That is fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah, like they don't even let terrorists go through that in like Guantanamo Bay, you know.
That is insane. And he did it for funny MrBeast challenge. That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. I know you're joking like that. People actually think that way.
Yeah. Would you be tortured for $500,000?
Like that's basically what people were telling him at the company. They were like, "Oh, dude, it's not that bad," and it's like, no, like he's literally like they're disobeying the Geneva Convention just for the fucking like clickbait, you know?
Yeah. Like
and so.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like dismissive, but if, say for the Geneva Convention stuff, like all the other things for $500,000, like I get it. It's supposed to be like challenging and you can opt out at any point, right? But like dude, you are literally torturing this guy. Like that's not that's not something you can wipe away. Like you are literally torturing this fucking guy.
Literally. And then so what's it called? The challenges got increasingly more worse, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so he said like every day, like, because his original thinking was kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna be, like here, just like kind of like they were gonna be like making it fake. He said like they faked all the other videos, but they weren't gonna fake this one for some reason.
It's revenge.
And so
That's the worst one to not fake.
Yeah. And so he said like, whatever, it's all this, I'm done. And so he was going through the final challenge, right? Or one of the last challenges was they wanted him to run like a crazy amount on a treadmill. I forget how much they wanted him to run, but he said it was so much that he genuinely had like blisters and like bloodied feet after that it was done.
What, bro?
A lot.
And, yeah, and like that was the last straw. He was like, I'm done with this. Like I'm getting out of here. And they were like, oh, come on, like really? And he's like, yes, like like.
That's fucking nutty.
And what's it called? Yeah, but they're like, MrBeast is like, oh, it's still salvageable though. We'll just like do some cuts, right, Jimmy? Mm-hmm. So he came in and he was like, he just said like just some generic like spiel that probably like his HR guy told him, which was like, we understand your mental health is important, so yeah, we're gonna let you finish this because we don't want them to. And he cut himself off because he was about to say like, oh, we don't want you to sue us, And so he's like, whatever, and so they, they took Jake out of it, right? Mm-hmm. But they're like, but can we film just one last thing because we think this video is still salvageable, right? And he's like, okay, whatever. And they're like, we're still gonna give you the money you got from the challenges and stuff, right? It was just like, oh, they only gave him 100,000,
Damn.
for all that. And so they're like, and they were like, kind of like telling him like, oh, can you just act like super happy about the money though, still, And he's like, okay, I'm happy, whatever. And they're like, oh, and like they cut and they're like, can you do it again? Can you maybe say like, oh, like I'm gonna be able to pay off my student loans and stuff because they knew that he had student debt. And so he's like, what? And he's just like, sure. And he just said it, right? And so that was the end of his MrBeast tenure.
That's bad, dude. That's really bad. Wow.
And he says that like he still keeps in contact with like some of the employees back there, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of the employees straight up told him like, dude, like we had to tell like Jimmy and like the company that like this is an unedited, like this is a salvageable video. Like it just looks like a horror film, like psychological, like you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Straight up, like people are saying, like we edited like a horror film. Essentially, this is what this video is.
that is what it sounds like.
And like, yeah, he says to this day he still struggles with like insomnia and a bunch of other stuff, because of that MrBeast video.
That's bad. That's really bad.
And then there's it goes crazier,
Okay.
Like with the, I'm gonna go by least craziest to I guess what's even crazier. So the least craziest one is how I told you how they cheap out on the sets, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and it's apparent because a lot of times in their filming in their videos, right? Like one of the videos they did was like that the dog pack worked on.
Yeah.
Was something like, oh, like we lived in a yacht or something like that for a couple days, and it was like in this park that had like a massive lake where people can like have boats out.
Yeah.
And at the end of that video, right? They were all like, because they made a massive like mess. I forget why, but like they just like for the video, right? And they're like, oh, don't worry, we cleaned it all up afterwards. And what do you call it? Dogpack said like I was there and like they did not clean up. You know what I mean? Like they left like they cleaned up a little, but they left like still a major mess there. And he says like if you go to the North Carolina area, right, where like the area where MrBeast films at, which is I believe like Raleigh, North Carolina, but anywhere in that area, everybody will say the same thing, kind of like, oh, like they kind of left the place kind of looking like a dump, but oh, it's MrBeast, so it's okay. You know what I mean?
Damn, what?
And so like stuff like that, because they just don't really clean up. They cheap out on the sets, And I think what's crazy too is sometimes like again it's like a real life challenge. Sometimes one person will build a set because they'll be like, oh, I'll give you like $5,000 if someone can build it, and people will be like, yeah.
Oh, and then it ends up shitty, yeah. All right then.
And one of the guys who was like one of like the guys who would like always be consistently like being like, oh, I'm down for that, is an ex-employee of MrBeast, right? I think he was like a manager or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that dude is a fucking convicted sex offender.
I heard about this one. And this is one where somebody actually did come out to say that it wasn't. So, do you guys know Jake the Viking?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So he posted something about that. Do you want to like just continue? Like, can you go on about what they said about him? Just like real quick.
Yeah. basically just like that he was one of the managers for MrBeast, and that, what do you call it? He was just around for a while, and everyone knew that he was a convicted. Like, he even had a nickname. Like, his nickname was Delaware because he's apparently not allowed in the state of Delaware after his crimes.
Jesus.
And so he was even featured in videos, and he was wearing a mask because they knew that this guy was a criminal and they couldn't show his face.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what Jake the Viking said, and there are a few things that are wrong with that story, but overall it's still bad, but it's not terrible. So you said that they called him Delaware because he can't go to Delaware because that's where he committed the crime. Okay, so this is the Jake the Viking post. I'm just going to read this out. So here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother. Sorry, real quick. Jake the Viking he used to be part of the MrBeast staff.
Yeah.
He was one of the first to leave publicly. But
I think it was around that era when
Yeah.
Jake Weddle was working.
and he quote left on good terms. But
From the Sunny V2 video.
yeah, but he's been on Ava's case for like the entire time that she's been, getting backlash and repercussions. So it's kind of funny and ironic that his brother is a sex offender.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, sorry that's morbid. Here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. Yes, he is an RSO.
Yeah.
When I okay, that's not good. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of SA when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. So they're calling him he's saying that they're calling him Delaware because he's from Delaware, not because he can't go to Delaware.
All right.
He's also a sex offender.
Yeah. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's been back several times. He was hired before I was, and it was actually the reason I got hired by MrBeast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue, which is his mom, and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew. But again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017 to 2018. Delaware was also let go from the company before I was. Delaware was supposed to be a behind-the-scenes manager, but in a couple of videos he was asked to partake because he needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straitjacket video because of his charges, and that's why he wore a mask. Delaware's charges are set to be dropped this fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, an amazing husband, blah, blah, blah. That's just puff piece shit. I understand why anyone would be upset and frustrated over these allegations, and I do not blame them. Hurting kids in any way is completely unacceptable, but in the case of Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong and look forward to the day these charges are being dropped. Thank you. So he's saying that MrBeast knew about this situation and still hired him anyway, but he's also saying that he wanted... Sorry, excuse me. He's also saying that Delaware probably did a good job telling him that, like, this is fake, which we don't know if it is or not. He did.
I don't know.
He took a plea deal, which isn't a great look, but there's like a very small opening there for Jimmy to kind of like clear up a little. But
I guess it's like...
It's still bad. It looks really bad.
Yeah.
You have an RSO on fucking set for kids' videos, if of anything,
Yeah, that's
us.
Yeah. But, like...
That and, like... What's it called? They're saying, like, they're, like... I mean, it's probably because the charges are going to be dropped, right? They say in September.
Yeah.
But it goes along with the thing of, like... They're actively, like, trying to expunge the record,
Yeah.
Which probably is just because they're going to drop the charges, so there's probably going to be no record anymore. But you know what I mean? It's still one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. It's still kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
It's pretty
It doesn't
bad.
help.
It's pretty, very, really bad. Which, it kind of brings it... I want to bring it into, like, a broader thing in that, like, Jimbo has to respond. Like, he does not have a choice. Like at this point, he has to respond, and he's gotta respond fucking well. And like, I don't know, this whole thing is just super disappointing because I thought he was a good person, like an actual genuine good person. But fuck me, I guess. And everyone else who thought that shit.
No, yeah. You know that Sunny VT video of like MrBeast former employees, where are they now?
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah.
There was this one. It was this black dude, and like the last known footage of him was him having like some sort of psychotic episode, just being like "fuck you, Jimmy" or some shit like that.
Yeah. I remember.
Honestly,
that.
with how everything is being presented, I'd probably become psychotic too after working for that guy.
Yeah.
That
like it all makes sense now.
That one is a little scary. Like he probably will come out in a coming few days, and talk some mad shit.
Like I told y'all.
The reason why Dogpack made that video in the first place was because I guess he had news that what do you call it? They were like priming for a response, you know, and he kind of wanted to get ahead of it, you know.
Yeah.
Just because I guess like he said like kind of like in like a Kendrick and Drake way, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say
kind of like he didn't want like that back and forth to happen. I think that's what like the former employees were saying, like that, like from what they've heard.
Yeah.
It's like if he were to wait for if he was to wait for to upload that video Dogpack.
Yeah.
Then MrBeast probably would have uploaded like a response like hours after, like on some Kendrick Drake shit or something like that.
Yeah, no. So that is one thing that like this loose thread of Jimmy maybe being able to not like completely clear his name, but at the very least get us to understand whatever the fuck is going on here. Because like I'm having trouble trying to formulate this. I've seen like a couple of like the cease and desists. They specifically state that the things that he's saying are false. So at the very least, he believes that like what he's saying is wrong. And I feel like maybe I'm dumb, but like in legal documents and whatnot, like you can't just say like this is defamatory and wrong because you don't want it to be true, you know? Like you gotta back it up in some way. And I feel like that is a type of move that would not be made if at the very least they could prove something he's saying is wrong. Probably not all of it, because this seems very, very tightly knit.
Yeah.
There's also been like a couple of internal company links, but it's I don't know. It's not looking good for MrBeast.
Yeah.
MrBeast 6000. Sorry.
Is Batman the Cape Crusader good?
Oh my god! You and I
wait,
like,
so we just stopped talking about this?
We're like the same. I was gonna say some shit like that. I was like, you know what is good? Batman and the Cape Crusader.
I don't know if it's good. That's why. I don't know if it's good or not.
So both of you haven't watched it, have you?
I have not watched it yet. No.
So, really, really good Batman adaptation. Takes place in the 40s. A lot more realistic. I'd say the highest piece of technology that Batman has is probably his grapple gun, and even then, it's just a gun. It's a grapple gun, but it's not like super high tech. Like I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, no, it's like a very realistic depiction. They go off. I feel like with a lot of like newer Batman stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Does he like climb to get up on shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like is it the type of grapple like the real life one where it just sets like a
an anchor
line, and like you have to like zip line across it basically?
No. It's the type of grapple where he shoots it and it magically just wraps itself around any object, and he can actually swing through it. It's the magic grapple.
It's funny.
I'm surprised they dropped the whole series in one day.
It's really good, dude.
I'm even more surprised that they basically did it with zero fanfare. Cause like, it's like I feel like this would do fucking numbers if it was advertised better. Like I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, I know.
You know how I know it? You know how I knew it came out?
Why?
So this is very dystopian, but smart TVs have ads, and I got an ad for it. Like it was like, shows you might like, and it was like Batman. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, is it adult oriented or is it still like trying to be
still for the kiddies?
It's definitely more
like
towards adults, I'd say, but it's not like super like.
All right.
Like all ages.
I'd say
of things.
like if you were in high school, you could watch it. Like it's not like super like adult oriented themes.
Yeah. No, the only thing I've seen is the fucking anti-woke crew.
Yeah, there's.
Which
there's a lot of
honestly,
that.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Not surprised. Yeah, that's been a topic that we've talked about. Like,
Yeah, but
Everyone,
overall,
yeah.
So overall, would you say it's? Have you watched any of the other Batman cartoons?
not enough to like make a good like comparison between the two.
Have you watched
It's
like
really good.
the original animated series, like at the very least like a little bit of it?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that.
It's a fun watch. It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
My favorite Batman cartoon is the 2004 one called The Batman.
People have been hyping that one up too.
I like that one a lot. That was my childhood. I used to watch those reruns all the time on like WB Kids.
That was the only way you were able to watch Robin, right? At the time.
Yeah.
Damn.
I love Batman.
Batman.
Yeah. He's like top.
Yeah.
10. He's like top 3 superhero, but he's
Yeah,
not
you
a
know-
superhero.
Top
You know who's
He's
top
not
the
one?
top 10 thing.
Yeah.
Who's top one?
Harold.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know that one, dude. Who? How
Harold-
could we forget? How could we forget about Harold?
Harold from Harold and the Purple Crayon. This is gonna be like really quick because I have nothing to say about it. It's just really fucking stupid. So there's this movie that came out called Harold and the Purple Crayon. So basically, do you guys know Shazam?
Yeah.
The actor for that, his name is Zachary Levi. And for some reason, Shazam 2 put a curse on his fucking career, and now he's only able to act in
That's
these
funny.
shitty kids movies that for
Oh,
some
no.
reason make fucking $0. Like, have you seen
That's so sad.
Have you seen the video of him begging and pleading for people to watch Shazam 2 and not John
Yeah,
Wick?
I was gonna watch. I was gonna mention that he's like, this is a movie for the family or some shit like that, right?
He's like, please watch my fucking movie. It's a bad
Bro,
movie.
he's
It's
begging.
low-key, it's better than John Wick 4, please. Oh, damn. And then that movie bombed, and then this movie, I think it legitimately made like $4.
Damn.
It flopped.
Still more than Cook.
Yeah, it made almost about the same amount of movie as Cuck. No.
Hit film.
Yeah, it earned $6 million in its opening weekend.
How much was it projected to? Or,
Six,
like, not project, but what was the company wanting to?
I
get?
would assume much more. What's the Harold and the Purple Crayon budget?
I was gonna say the budget, yeah, because usually they have to make a little more than the budget.
Budget. Hang on, what is this? I'm curious. $40 million, and they made
What?
$6 million opening week.
Oh my god, dude! People are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
They're gonna. They're not eating. They're just.
They're fucking starving. I think they tried to do a promotional thing where like everyone who bought a ticket got like their own giant purple crayon.
Guys, my piss is yellow green.
I didn't need to hear that. We're talking about Harold and the Purple Crayon.
What if it was
What if
Harold
this
in the
was
yellow
purple?
green crayon?
All right. Anyways, so they were giving out these big crayons to anybody who was working to anybody who was going to see the movie at the theater, and apparently I saw
Yeah.
one that said like yeah, there was nobody coming in, so we literally just we started giving them away to
That's funny.
to like any kid who was watching shit. They said that more kids were going in with their families to see Deadpool than fucking
Yeah, I was gonna
Harold
say.
and the Purple Crayon.
Yeah, I feel like in general, it's not a good time to release a movie because Deadpool and Wolverine is just so big. It's like doing
yeah.
crazy.
Also, even like for kids movies, because Inside Out 2 is still doing fucking like crazy numbers.
Yeah, it's still out on
Yeah,
theaters.
yeah. I think it
Crazy.
made more in its like
11th week.
Yeah. The film managed to gross lower than the 8th box office weekend for Inside Out 2.
That's so sad.
That is like
Honestly, deserved though. Inside Out 2 is a great movie.
I haven't seen it yet. But
Do
I
yourself a
have
favor and watch it.
No,
And
I'll watch-
Harold too. Harold's a great movie.
double feature Harold and the Purple Crayon and Inside Out 2.
Go back to back. Watch 2 of the greatest pieces of media of all time.
Damn. So I saw a really funny fucking meme. I wish I could find it again. I saw it. It It was somebody who like quote retweeted like I think the projected box office numbers that Harold was supposed to do. And it was something like crazy low, like 5 million. And someone just captioned it, "I used to be Shazam," and then just put the fries in the bag, bro.
That's funny. Fries in the bag, classic.
It's fucking funny.
Oh man. I don't know.
I used to be Harold in the purple crayon.
Tell me more, please. I feel bad for Zachary Levi, but I kind of don't because he's a bit of a loser. I'm sorry, like he just is.
Don't watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Watch
Harold.
Harold in the crayon that's purple.
It's a much better movie, honestly. Like I've seen both. Yeah.
In general, though, I think like with how the movies are going, right? It's just like this is like Deadpool and Wolverine is just like taking everything over. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like the last week it's gonna be in theaters, it's still gonna be making more than like Harold and the Purple Crayon.
In its first week, yeah. No, they're putting up biblical numbers for fucking Deadpool, which is deserved because it's I think it's really good, or pretty good, one of the two.
Hashtag too tough.
Too tough, yeah.
If one might say.
I rewatched it and I was like, damn, this holds up. I thought I would like it a lot less, but it's still pretty funny. It's still pretty emotionally charged.
I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm down to rewatch it and then watch Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Harold be like, "Ooh, I'm about to make a name for
I'm
myself."
about to make a name for myself. Are we allowed to reference that yet? Has enough time passed?
Everyone's referencing it. I feel like people who haven't even watched it are referencing it.
Well, we just won't tell you the specifics.
Jeff.
Yeah. So, Anthony.
Huh?
Have you figured out the fucking DisasterCast sponsorship announcement? Like what that means?
Oh yeah, that's why I added it. Instead of figuring that out, actually, the question is for both of you: who would realistically sponsor us? if that's even a Blue Chew? No, they would not.
They would. The fucking boner pill, dude. I take a boner pill on fucking
As little of an audience we have, do you think
funny.
any of them would be able to even use Blue Chew? Like, I don't think they would have a partner to use it.
They sponsor New Rock Stars, is just full of fucking sweaty nerds who don't get off. All right, let's be real.
That's true. Did they actually?
I'm part of that fan base. I'm allowed to say that.
Did New Rockstars actually get sponsored?
That's how I heard about Blue Chew.
Really? That's interesting.
Didn't what's his name? Eric Voss took one on a stream or something.
No, their head manager.
Oh yeah.
I think his name's Philip Molina.
That guy just start going crazy on Eric Voss? Like, why would you do that on stream?
No, because they were reading out the sponsorship announcement, and then like to add on to it, he was like, "All right," because he was hosting like a debate type thing.
Yeah.
And then to add on to that, he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna take one right now." So then he took one, and like the entire rest of the video, like he's sweating profusely. He's like, it's really hard. You can tell it's really hard for him to concentrate. He's like dying on the inside. Dude, that guy's goated.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm sad he doesn't appear in videos anymore because he's more behind the scenes. Yeah.
Making moves in silence.
He's more behind Eric Voss.
What the fuck?
When he takes the Blue Chew.
Yeah.
AC! Yay!
Well, New Rockstars seems to have a monopoly on the Easter egg game. Talk about
shut the hell.
This is just like a quick one, but it's kind of crazy. What is it called? A judge, I think it was California or U.S. Supreme Court. I forget. They officially declared Google as being an illegal monopoly.
Damn.
So it's kind of crazy.
What does this mean for Google? What does this mean for Google? Elaborate.
So the biggest things they were talking about was basically that the certain tactics they use to sort of promote their services have made them a monopoly. So like being the default, like the biggest thing that people talk about is how they spend over $20 billion. They give over $20 billion to Apple for being their default search engine. Oh. Right, like when you use Safari, whenever you search anything up, it's immediately Google. Yeah. That is because Google is giving them $20 billion to do that. So that's one way. And what else? Things like Gmail and Android and stuff like that. And how with Android as well, their search engine is the proprietary, the priority search engine on Android. Yeah. And so that's another way. And just all these things, all these little things that are kind of like all these things that Google have integrated, kind of give them that push to be like the number one browser, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like they're kind of like, you can't do that. No, you know?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that is wild, but like, it's kind of the same thing, the same principle as like anti-monopoly motherfuckers when they have to open another game browser on their PC that isn't Steam, where it's like I don't want to use anything but Google. Fuck that shit. Yeah,
Google's good.
Well, it's either that or Edge, and Edge is fucking shit.
It's funny because it's actually really good.
That. I'm sorry, just real quick. They should fucking go against Microsoft, like forcing you to keep Edge.
Microsoft was had a monopoly. What do you call it? A case back in 2001.
For Edge.
But the thing is, people
not for
Edge didn't exist yet.
Oh.
What do you call it? It's because that one though, the people were talking about that one because that happened back in 2001, and how similar things happened. Like they basically just changed certain services, you know.
Yeah.
And like they didn't change anything major. So the big one would probably be that maybe Apple will be forced to make their own search engine because that's that stuff, you know. And just things like that. But the thing is, what's crazy is that almost every tech company every major company actually has some sort of monopoly case filed on them. Apple has one. Meta has one.
Yeah.
Amazon has one, and they're all actively fighting it, which is kind of crazy.
That is kind of nutty. I mean,
so it's just like welcome to the club, Google.
Yeah, it's not really like surprising, but that is kind of wild.
And they're all for like various reasons, you know.
Yeah.
What happened?
They hate to see the rich winning.
Yeah, they hate.
Guys, I stand with Apple.
I stand with Apple.
No, fuck
they
that.
don't give a fuck.
No. I stand with Upper GX.
I stand with
No, I do not. Wait, no, yes, I do. Please sponsor us. Please sponsor us, Opera, please.
Give us all the monies.
Give us money. How much do you pay Power Cynical? Can we? We'll take half that.
If only.
Yeah. All right. Honestly, I kind of want to save mine for another day. Do you guys want to?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That's
Do
cool.
you guys have anything else?
Uncle then didn't hear.
Yeah. All right then. Antoine,
This
outro.
has been the DisasterCast. Always joined with classically King Exbee.
Hi, I am King Exbee. You can find me on youtube.com/King Exbee, on my second channel at Exbee's Dumpster, and then you can also follow me on Twitter at King Exbee. That's it.
And then Issa, in the Ancestors.
Into what I really hiding in my sock. I'm sorry. I'm saying the Ancestors. New song coming soon.
Can you censor?
And that's all I have.
Can you censor his fucking self promo because he made a Hawk Tuah joke? We went an entire episode without making one, and he fucking ruined that.
If she don't hawk to, I don't talk to. If she don't hawk to, I don't talk. If she don't hawk to, sorry. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Bye.
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 Subscribe.